大家好，歡迎嚟到新一集嘅相聚一刻。咁今日咧非常之榮幸咧，我請到咧嚟自呢、個加拿大嘅 Mitel 同埋 Agathi。So I'm going to pass it to 可凡。咁可凡咧就會做一啲介紹嘅 ，OK？
各位好啊，我係周可凡啦。咁呢位係我老師Daniel Mitel。咁呢個係 Agathi 佢個另伴。
Welcome to Hong Kong。
Thank you。
咁佢哋咧都係 School of the Heart 嘅人嘅。咁樣係咯，今次佢就嚟咗香港，就嚟咗2個禮拜啦。咁就舉辦咗啲工作坊咁樣嘅。
So 我咧就上個禮拜咧 ，you can do the translation for them so that they know what I'm talking about。咁我上個禮拜咧就上咗佢哋一個 workshop 咁樣，咁就我覺得好神奇。咁其實我都 we 運咗好耐，大家都知啦。咁亦都做咗冥想好耐啦咁樣。咁然後咧就發現咧，Daniel 咧。Daniel Mitel，right？ 原來我一直都讀錯咗。咁佢就講到咧，原來 meditation 咧，佢嗰個技巧啦，同埋係原來佢話呢個 heart imagery 咧係 hold 嗰個 image 越短越好。咁我就覺得哇，好奇妙喎！不嬲學都唔係咁樣嘅噃。咁咧，然後咧我就即係舉手啦，當然，然後同我老師請教就係點解嘅咁樣樣。
So she asked the question why.
Well, obviously, our mind has a tendency always to take over, let's say, to control everything we are doing.
咁我哋咧個腦袋咧就好中意控制啲嘢嘅。
It's important to understand that the heart is not thinking, the heart see images.
咁咧我哋個心咧就唔係諗嘢嘅，我哋個心係用圖像嘅。
Or we can say in our heart we have a mind, and actually that's science. University professor from University of Montreal, he demonstrated in our heart we have brain cells, so we have a small brain in our heart.
咁樣咧，科學咧喺加拿大咧，佢有個研究就話我哋個心咧，其實咧好似有個細細嘅腦袋咁樣嘅。
So when the heart sees the image, it's not taking much time for the mind to kick in and to say enough. Let me give you some thoughts.
咁所以如果我哋做一個短暫嘅圖像咧，咁就冇時間俾我哋個腦袋去分析。
So if you want to develop your heart energy and your intuition and to be always in this state of harmony, you have to be able to hold an image as more as possible.
咁樣咧，所以咧，如果我哋想翻嚟個心，我哋想用心做冥想咁樣咧，咁就要短暫咁樣。
And the more you hold an image, you create your own reality.
咁咧，如果能夠咁樣做咧，就會心想事成啦。
咁話時話咧，可唔可以介紹下咧？阿 Daniel 啦，同埋咧Agathi咧，其實佢哋嘅背景，佢哋喺邊度嚟啦？佢哋係以前做咩㗎啦？咁樣樣。
哇！呢樣講出嚟好喎。
講出嚟就勁抽啦！
好勁啊！好勁啊！咁阿 Daniel 咧就喺羅馬尼亞出世嘅。咁而家搬咗去加拿大啦，但係周遊列國去搞咗工作坊嘅。咁佢講佢歷程啊，真係複雜啦。咁佢做過商界啦，即係讀過商界嘅 MBA 啦，喺劍橋讀過嘅。咁亦都喺好大嘅公司做過嘅，譬如可口可樂啦、
LG 啦。
嗰陣時係即係佢係搭直升機翻工。
人哋係搭直升機翻工嘅嚇。唔係喺度亂嚟嘅，人哋真係個背景好勁抽。
咁同時候咧，佢亦都開始教冥想嘅。咁有一年啦，佢喺可口可樂做緊高層，咁就去咗西藏。咁喺西藏咧，就嗰陣時做遊客嘅。咁當年咧，佢去遊客咁行，咁佢揸車架車就死咗火。咁樣咧，佢就行咗2日啦，暈咗喺雪地啦，係西藏啲高僧揾到佢嘅。咁就佢喺嗰度逗留咗4年時間，就學好多關於心像術嘅技巧咯，咁樣咯。
Amazing。
係啊，咁啊。
You fainted for like 2 months, right?
Yeah.
我暈咗2個月啊。喺西藏咁樣。
My body was very weak, so I needed to recover after I lost so much energy, and I just. I decided to stay and meditate for a little bit more time, which was a little bit more.
我身體就好弱啦，咁所以我就決定逗留喺西藏咁樣同啲高僧學嘢咯。
So part of what I learned.
What year was it? 咩年份呢嗰陣？
It was 95, 96. So between end of 95, beginning of 1996.
咁啊95、96年。
咁係咪喺呢個年份之前，你完全冇諗過話會去 Tibet 呢啲地方，或者去 meditate， 或者開始你嗰個靈性嘅一個旅程
Did you touch spirituality?
A lot.
都有好多嘅。
Actually, when I was like 1 year and a half, my mom used to tell me I used to take one of his plastic bucket, turn it the other way, and just stay in lotus pose for like hours. And she really thought I'm sick.
咁啊，我1歲半嘅時候咧，我阿媽咧就會發現我，即係我揾個膠桶坐上個膠桶，倒轉佢坐上去，盤膝而坐幾個鐘嘅。咁我阿媽當時好擔心我嘅。
Only 1.5-year-old?
Yeah, and
1歲半開始打坐。
She wanted to bring me to a doctor, and she asked her father, my grandfather, that was a really big face in the Christianity.
Christianity
係啊係。咁當年咧我阿媽以為可能有啲問題，係咪要帶佢睇醫生咧？咁咧佢就同我阿公講開，我阿公咧就喺教會高層度做嘅。
My grandfather told my mom, just let the child, if he is happy and he is in peace, he is with God there, just let him, don't worry about it.
咁阿公就話唔使擔心嘅，佢喺度祈禱打坐，同神一齊㗎啦已經。
So since then I could feel, I really felt really good just to close my eyes and I could feel the energy moving on my spine.
咁當時候我會感覺到一啲能量喺我嘅脊椎咁樣流動嘅。
And later I understood I was practicing the famous Kriya Yoga of Master Mahavatar Babaji.
咁其後我大個咗之後咧，我先發覺我嗰陣時練習修練嗰個咧就係叫 Kriya Yoga。
And then I was practicing, I loved martial arts. I was practicing a lot of martial arts, karate and tai chi. I'm still teaching tai chi.
咁我亦都非常喜愛武術嘅，咁我學亦都教導太極同埋空手道。
Actually, when I was 12, I started teaching Zen meditation.
When you were 12 years old?
Yes.
哇！佢12歲啦，佢12歲就開始教禪修。
1979, I was starting teaching
1979年
group of. So we're doing martial arts, and the master asked me after we're doing our normal training, just to do some Zen meditation because he saw me sitting hours in meditation, and he asked me to teach the other practitioners that are much older than me.
咁當時咧我就學緊武術啦，咁嗰位師傅就叫我見到我成日喺度盤膝打坐，咁佢就叫我教其他學生。
And later things developed, of course. I went to all over the world. And I was studying what means to be in the heart, not in the brain.
咁隨後咧我就去咗周圍列國啦，就學好多嘢，咁去研究點樣喺個心度，唔喺個腦度。
Because wherever you go, all the master says, be in the heart, and a lot of people think it's a metaphor, it's poetry, but it's not. You really have to be in the heart.
咁咧好多大師都話你要逗留喺心裏邊啦，但係呢個唔係一個比喻，呢個係你真係要入去呢度嘅。
So I'm leading the School of the Heart all over the world. We have teachers, we have students, and it's really good to be here in Hong Kong to see the School of the Heart is growing.
咁我就而家係負責帶領 School of the Heart 啦，即係心之學院啦。咁好開心見到佢而家喺香港開始有成長。
咁可唔可以講多啲呢個心之學院其實佢入邊教嘅嘢，或者係呢個心之圖像呢樣嘢，同一般嘅冥想啦，或者一般嘅教導有咩唔同咧
？How is it different from other types of meditation?
Heart imagery in a way it's unique.
心臟上好特別嘅。
Because all meditation, the longer you stay, like Kriya Yoga, I just gave an example, the better.
咁喺其他冥想，譬如 Kriya Yoga 咧，你逗留喺個狀態越耐係越好嘅。
In heart imagery, it's the opposite. The less is more.
咁心臟術咧就話越少咧就越勁嘅個效率嘅。
咁香港人會好中意聽到呢樣嘢。
So Hong Kong people love hearing this.
因為好多我哋啲學生，譬如呢度啲學生都會係叫佢打坐就好攰啊，好忙啊咁樣。1個鐘頭唔好啦，15分鐘好忙啊咁樣。咁而家你話越短越好喎，我諗好多香港人都會好開心。
Well, yesterday and 2 days ago we had a really successful workshop here.
咁係咯，但係我哋2日前都有一個好成功嘅工作坊。
Even if you think it was Monday, Tuesday, it wasn't in the weekend, and we had a lot of people coming to the workshop, and they really reacted well to heart imagery.
就算我哋平日開工作坊，都好多人嚟，亦都佢哋反應好好。
We even had people from Mexico, from Spain
係
coming
啊，
to
有
the
墨西哥，有西班牙人嚟我哋工作坊添，
international workshop.
好國際。
So I could see, I was really interested to see how people here, they can stay 1 or 2 days continuously doing these heart imagery exercises, and they were really, really good.
對我嚟講好有趣就係點樣香港人點樣可以持續2日喺度做心臟實嘅，佢哋做得好好。
They could really understand and practice the ancient system of imagery that comes almost 40,000 years ago. Actually, imagery system was the first spiritual system on this planet.
Did you say 40,000 years?
More than 40,000 years, yeah. The
咁
first,
Daniel 講緊咧，佢哋嗰個冥想係4萬年前啦嚇。
the first time they are speaking about imagery is Sumerian tablets that were written 20,000 years ago. These tablets, and they are talking about how the master gave them an image, and suddenly all people were healed.
咁喺蘇馬利亞嘅石碑咧都有記載嘅，即係個大師俾我哋一個圖像，而我哋就受到療愈啦。
And of course, part of imagery is dreaming. Yesterday we had so many questions about dreaming because I'm teaching dreaming all over the world. How you understand dreams, how you can be aware when you are dreaming. So a lot of interesting questions.
咁心臟術一個分支咧就係關於發夢嘅。咁我哋琴日個工作坊都好多人問好多問題關於發夢嘅。
I have a lot of question about dreaming。你要 translate 我啦。
我都有好多問題喎，關於
Because people used to say dreaming is a projection from our daily life。
因為好多人話即係夢境咧就係我哋日常生活投射嘅嘢。
But I also heard and more that I believe like from dreaming we can actually do the astral traveling, that we can travel to the past, to another planet, and we can go to find answers, and we got warning, and it's not just projection, in my understanding.
咁我理解咧就唔係淨係一個投射，而係我哋真係可以astral projection。
時光去旅行咁咯。
去時光旅行啊，係咯。
Dreaming body, we call
係
it.
咯，老師就話係一個我哋夢體嘅意思。
係啊，我自己翻譯啦，因為通常自己講自譯好啲。咁好多人咧就話咧，夢想發夢嘅時候咧，其實係一個個人嘅投射。你日間即係諗得多，即係咩日有所思夜有所夢。咁然後我咧就信係咩咧？發夢嘅時候咧，我哋可以咧喺呢個時空旅遊啦，可以去到呢個前世今生啦，去探下啲細個朋友啦、過咗身嘅朋友啦，可以去第二個星球啦，可以去揾答案啦，或者有啲警告係喂你小心啲，你小心啲，你嚇要休息啦咁樣。咁我就比較相信後者嘅。 咁啊 ，Daniel 就都同意㗎。
Daniel agrees.
I mean, it's obviously you are right on both sides in a sense that we can have projection of our subconscious mind.
其實我哋夢可以係一種投射嚟嘅。
This is the first way of dreaming. That almost all of us we are using this way.
咁大部分人咧就都係用呢個方法發夢嘅。
But there is a chance to use what you call the astral body. We call it dreaming body in imagery, and you can really go on different places.
咁但係如果學得多咧，亦都有機會用一個我哋心臟術叫夢體，即係夢嘅身體 （dreaming body）。
Which means you are conscious 24 hours, 7 days.
咁你就係會有意識地，你唔會瞓覺嘅。
全天候咁樣。
係啊，全天候。
Imagine how many years you lose sleeping. If you let's say lifespan you are going to live 90 years. I give you an example. 30 years, maybe even more. You are sleeping. You are unconscious. You are just so 2/3 of your life you are conscious. The other 1/3 you don't know what you are doing.
咁所以咧，如果我哋唔識得咁樣做咧，咁咪好嘥咯。即係我哋有生命有1/3嘅時間都係瞓緊覺嘅。
So I heard a lot of people actually. I should put it this way. For the master, most of the time they can stay conscious.
Yeah.
And then for people in the street, like a lot of people like us, and most of the time we are worrying about life. We are worrying about a lot of things and struggling financially, relationship-wise. So it's so hard for us to see that life is actually just a dream. Is it true? 咁你翻譯，
翻譯
翻到好長好似。
咁啊，好多好我哋平時好多人咧都迷迷糊糊咁樣過生活嘅，咁樣但係啲大師咧就可以即係唔使瞓覺，成日都係有覺知呢個狀態。
或者長啲咧，佢哋啲時間，係咯，
係咯。
可能我哋一日有1分鐘或者2分鐘或者半個鐘，但係佢哋可能係可能全日啊，或者係即係時間多過我哋咯。
嗰個問題係
個問題係唔記得咗啦已經。
個問題好似係what's the question? It's a dream, right?
It's a dream and
我哋點可以相信？
And you also said that life is a dream, and then you said you in a certain period of time you just so got that life and the whole world is just a dream. Can you tell us more about that? 咁因為佢上個禮拜有段時間咧，佢就我學咗你阿爸而家阿爸，你自己問自己答，自己翻譯咁樣。然後就係佢話人生阿 Daniel 上個禮拜講嘅人生其實係一場夢，然後跟住有一段去修行日子，佢完全明白人生只係一場夢。
Well, one of the things that wherever I was going all over the world, including Tibet, all the master told me, we are in a dream.
咁無論我去邊個國家探嗰啲大師嘅時候咧，佢都會同我講，即係人生就係如夢。
And I said, that's not possible. I'm awake. I just woke up. I was sleeping last night.
但係咯，我就唔信咯，即係我起咗身嘅喎，我琴晚瞓緊覺嘅喎。
And they said, no, your daily activities are still covering a dream.
咁佢哋就話你日常生活係其實俾個夢蓋住嘅。
Which means we are not conscious enough in our daily life. We are like a sort of robots, you know. We just go daily doing the same thing.
所以我哋日常生活其實好似機械人咁嘅，只係重複咁樣。
I mean, my soulmate Agathi, she's teaching from HeartMath, which is the most famous institute in the world that study heart and brain, and she's teaching about this conscious, unconscious thing.
咁我個靈伴啦 Agathi 咧就係喺 HeartMath Institute 喺度教嘅，咁佢就會研究個心同個腦嘅協調。
The science demonstrated already the power of the heart, and when you are in the heart, you are conscious. You are not in a dream. You started to see from the heart, not from the brain that is polarized. And HeartMath demonstrated that.
咁HeartMath Institute 就可以俾我哋知道，用科學證據話俾我哋聽，即係喺個心嗰陣時咧，我哋就係覺醒嘅，係咯。
It's interesting because I teach always, let's say, more spiritual thing, and Agathi is teaching the scientific point of view, and we have a lot of discussion, you know. And it's interesting for me to see that even the science now demonstrated that if you are not connected with the heart, if your brain works independently by the heart, first, you are sick. Secondly, you do a lot of mistake in your life. You don't know. It's like you are running in a forest and you hit the trees. You don't see the path.
咁我就教好多靈性嘅工作坊啦。個 Agathi 好似教啲比較科學性嘅嘢，咁所以好有趣對我嚟講，即係科學點樣而家可以都話俾我哋聽。如果我哋心同個腦唔協調咧，我哋身心唔會健康啦，同埋我哋會喺生命上好似喺個樹林邊咁走，碰樹咁樣撞板。
There used to be a belief, you know, in our society that the brain is the leading part of the body and does how everything works. So the brain says we do this and sends all these messages, but then science has understood or figured out that the heart actually sends more messages to the brain than the brain sends to the heart.
Thousands of times more.
We're gonna give 可凡 some time to translate. This is really good.
係啊！我哋以前咧科學就以為係個腦主導啦，即係我哋你話你冇腦啊，從腦運作啦。咁但係科學而家證明咗咧，其實個心即係個腦俾啲信息個心，但係係少過個心俾個信息個腦嘅。
Oh, this is really new to me. Even, I mean, I've been in spiritual practice for decades, and it's still very new.
And also the heart has the largest electromagnetic field in the body.
Yeah, can you talk about it? You talked about it last week.
個心咧係有最大嘅電磁場嘅，大過個腦好多。
可凡開始可以揾到位要個心咧就要揾到位去翻譯 OK. Can you talk more?
Sure. So the heart, as an organ, the electromagnetic field of the heart is 500 times bigger than the electromagnetic field of the brain.
咁個心咧電磁場係比個腦大500倍嘅。
It's like 4 meters.
So what does it mean in reality? 現實又係咩意思咧？
That's very important.
What the electromagnetic field does is it receives information and it gives out information.
咁個電磁場咧就會接收同埋輸送信息嘅。
So for example, if I'm feeling happy or if I'm feeling sad, these messages go through my electromagnetic field.
咁如果開心或者唔開心咧，佢會喺個電磁場發出去嘅。
And the interesting thing is that science can tap into your electromagnetic field and can tell you how you're feeling.
咁科學咧就可以量測到你嘅電磁場，就話俾你聽你係有咩情緒嘅。
So when you're close to people, there are people that might, be more sensitive to it, but you usually get a vibe of what's going on or how that person feels.
咁所以你同人親近嘅時候咧，你就會有啲感覺，你知道人哋係有咩感受緊咩嘅。
Because actually your electromagnetic fields are communicating.
因為你個電磁場就喺度溝通緊。
I can always sense when people are lying.
我成日可以知道邊個講大話。
Like lately, we are planning a trip to Thailand, and then my friend said she's coming, and then the moment she said she's coming, I know she's not coming.
咁我個朋友就去台灣啦，咁
泰國
諗住去泰國，咁但係我邀請佢去嗰陣時，佢話去，我一聽就知道佢唔去啦。
And then yesterday she said she's not coming because blah blah blah.
咁佢就話我唔嚟啦，因為 X Y Z。
And then I said you're lying because I know the moment you said you're going, I know you're not going.
So you felt something.
Yeah, and then she didn't reply anymore.
You are in trouble.
Yes.
So it happens consciously, it happens unconsciously. We always can feel what's going on. And the secret is that when your heart and your brain are connected, then you can feel it better.
咁其實我哋有意識或者冇意識咧都知道呢件事嘅，咁但係你同個心一齊咧，咁就更加明確咁敏感咯。
I think that's the good news and the bad news.
It's transparency.
好事定壞事咧？
Because many people, especially Chinese men, the feelings are blocked. So they cannot feel the feelings and then they cannot express it.
特別中國我哋自己嘅男人咧，有陣時啲情緒係比較濕滯嘅。
But inside of them, they do feel. Even though they don't accept what they're feeling or they don't express what they're feeling, they still feel it. So it's there. So that's what they give out. That's what their electromagnetic field is giving out.
So when it comes to feelings, we got a lot to talk about in the meditation, but the 20 minutes are up. So we got to take a break and then we come back. 咁20分鐘咧，眨下眼過咗啦。咁我哋休息陣間，翻嚟再同阿 Daniel 同埋阿 Agathi 傾個偈。再見 ，see you later。So welcome back. This is the second section. So we will continue to talk about a heart thing. So in the previous section, we talked about the Chinese man and the heart and its block. So can you tell us more about the heart? 咁頭先上一節我哋你。
咁頭先上一節咧，我哋正話就講咗關於 HeartMath 啦，講咗咩？亦都講咗關於Daniel 背景啦。咁而家你想
我哋頭先最嬲尾嗰節咧，我哋就講到呢個好多中國嘅人咧，特別中國男人咧，啲感情係 block 晒，個心係 block 晒嘅咁樣。咁跟住咧，Agathi 就話其實個 feelings are still there.
The feelings are still there.
So what happened when the feelings are still there, but it's blocked and it cannot be expressed?
So what happens is that when we're feeling something, our body reacts to that. So our body feels like the function of the body changes.
咁我哋有感受嘅時候咧，我哋身體就有反應啦。
So we distinguish feelings into feelings that can renew our energy and then feelings that we lose energy from.
咁我哋會分類嘅，有啲感受咧，我哋咧就會越嚟越多能量，有啲咧就會失去能量嘅。
So what happens is that when, let's say, I'm feeling frustrated about something or sad about something.
Oh yeah, remember that part. From last week, I remember that.
Yes.
That's really good, really good.
So what happens is that our body is actually going in a stress mode.
咁啊，當我哋咧情緒好猛啊，或者唔開心啦，咁我哋咧個身體就會越嚟越緊張啦。
Which means for the body it's like a danger thing. So it has to fight or flight. So it has to shut down functions that are not necessary for the moment to survive.
咁我哋個身體咧就會係處於一個緊急狀態，咁咧佢就會刪掉咧嗰啲唔重要嘅嘢啦。
So imagine in our life how many times we feel stressed about being late.
即係譬如我哋會好緊張，哎呀就嚟遲到啦。
Exactly.
I wasn't late, but I was so frustrated and so worried. Like I don't want to be late. I gotta be punctual.
So our body at that moment feels that it's in danger. So it will shut down.
咁啊生理上我哋身體咧就會處於一個緊急狀態啦。
So for example, you'll not digest correctly.
咁啊你可能消化系統就會係咯唔 work 咯。
Your heart will beat differently.
你個心跳又會同平時唔同啦。
And a prolonged period of time in this state will cause disease.
咁啊如果處喺呢個狀態好耐咧，咁就會唔健康啦。
I think in Hong Kong we got the longest length of life. People live very long. Mostly the longest life in the world. But a lot of people are in so much stress and a lot of depression, a lot of suicide going on in Hong Kong.
即係我哋香港人其實都好長壽嘅。係啊，咁啊，但係亦都好多人自殺或者唔開心。
You know, it's important for us to be aware of what's going on inside of us.
覺知我哋自己裏邊係好重要嘅。
And it comes, it can come through meditation, it can come through, heart imagery, it can come from different kind of techniques.
咁啊，可以做冥想啦，可以做心像術啦，其實好多方法嘅其實。
But if I'm not aware of what's going on inside of me, and culturally sometimes we learn that I don't want to face it, I have to hold it back, it's going to be there, nobody sees it.
咁啊，如果我哋唔面對呢件事，亦都我哋文化上可能會收埋啦。
Which obviously is not the case because then it's transmuted everywhere.
咁啊，好明顯就唔係，即係我哋以為我哋收埋，但係其實唔係啦，因為佢會發放出嚟啦。
So if I'm aware of what's going on inside of me and how I'm feeling, then I actually have a choice.
咁啊，當我覺知自己有咩感受啦，咁我就去選擇啦。
I can choose what's good for me. I can choose what's beneficial for me. I can choose where I want to take decisions from which state.
咁我就可以有選擇自己係咩狀態啦，選擇自己想點。
So Daniel spoke about being conscious. And it's not just sleeping, when we're not conscious, but also in our daily lives with all the thoughts that are going on in regards to, the past and the future. We are not conscious. We're not aware of what's going on. We're not aware of ourselves.
咁啊 Daniel 正話講要覺知，但係呢個覺知係唔單止係唔係瞓覺嗰陣時可以有能力覺知啦，但係同時喺日常生活我哋好需要覺知嘅。
So I find that the scientific part of what the heart does and how can I be and how emotions affect us can be a complementary part to meditative techniques, to heart imagery, to going deeper into yourself. But then this is lifestyle, this is everyday life that we all need to be aware of what's going on.
咁科學對我嚟講咧，就可以同冥想同我哋靈修嗰方面配合嘅。咁我哋明咗呢兩件事咧，咁就日常生活修練就容易。
It is so interesting. Last week when I attended your mini workshop for 2 days, you guys the partnership is so interesting because Daniel he talks about meditation and then he talks about a lot of spiritual things that are a lot of things I've never heard about. 咁上個禮拜好有趣咁啊，上佢哋嘅 workshop 啦，咁就係我發覺呢一對嘅partner， 佢哋嗰個組合係好有趣嘅。咁 Daniel 咧就講好多咧 meditation 啦、冥想啦，然後跟住咧就係啲好靈性嘅嘢啦。And then Agathi talks about a lot of scientific stuff, rational stuff, numbers, data. 咁啊Agathi 就講好多呢啲 number 嘅嘢喎。咁又跟住咧，好得意嘅係。We gotta be very careful because we can easily fooled by Agathi's beauty, but actually she's a great teacher. 咁你會俾佢呃到嚟自呢個塞浦路斯嘅美女，但其實佢係一個好 好潦浮嘅一個靈性導師。So can you tell us something about yourself?
Sure.
And 可凡 translate.
Sure.
So I started out from a legal background. So I was a lawyer.
Legal?
Yeah.
我喺法律界度工作嘅之前。
It's so hard to believe he's from the senior level from a corporate world, and then you're from the legal world. Okay.
咁啊，我喺法律界工作嘅。
So I did a lot of litigation at court, and I also was in banking.
咁我會上庭啊，亦都同啲銀行做嘢嘅。
And it's funny because during my lifetime I always knew what I wanted to do.
咁啊，我一路以來都以為我知道自己一定會做咩嘅。
So everything was very focused, and we were taught, like, culturally, at least in Cyprus, that in order to be successful, you have to be this, you have to achieve a good career and all this stuff.
咁就算喺塞浦路斯咧，我哋都有好清晰嘅目標。哦，原來成功就係呢個定義啦。
So I was, working towards it. I studied political science.
咁啦，我係啦，所以我好有目標地咁就好努力咁工作啦。咁我讀嗰係咧就係
political science 係呢個政治系啦，
政治系啦。
I come from a very active political family.
咁我屋企人咧同政治都好有關聯。
And then I studied law.
咁啊，跟住我就讀法律啦。
Oh my God!
Because I believe that in justice that everybody needs to be.
咁啊，我嗰陣時好有正義感嘅。
And then obviously I started working, and everything was going well. But this fulfillment that I expected I would feel by achieving all my goals did not come.
咁啊，我一路工作啦，但係始終我覺得所謂嘅成功都好似爭啲嘢喎。
And when I opened that door, like, what am I missing here?
當我打開道門問自己，點解我爭乜嘢咧
A friend came and said, there is a workshop that you can go to.
咁啊，跟住我個朋友就話呢度有個工作坊你可以上喎。
So I was like, okay, let me see what this is about.
咁我話不如試下理解下係咩咧？
So it was a workshop. It was a small workshop, but it was about spirituality. It was about how we can live with the flow and how everything comes to us in a natural way, and we don't really need to fight for things in life.
咁啊，嗰陣時係一個小小嘅工作坊啦，但係佢打開個門話俾我聽，其實唔需要咁辛苦嘅，唔需要去搏鬥嘅，其實你順勢而行就得㗎啦。
So I bet at that time it must be very new to you, right?
Actually,
當年應該好新鮮啦對你嚟講。
I was sitting there and I was like, yes, that's how I felt. Yes, that's how I felt. It was like all makes sense.
咁樣全部make sense 全部係咯。
And it was so different than what I thought, but at that moment it's like, everything opened up. So like I remembered a lot of things that I felt inside, and I put them in a box. This is not how the world works, so let's keep it, on the side.
咁就好似相遇咗，我好耐已經收埋咗嘅嘢，遇見翻自己。
And from that moment onward, I started meditating.
咁啊，從當時開始我開始。
And how old were you at that time?
It was in 2009.
2009年。
So I was 22, 23.
23歲。
So I started meditating. I was meditating home alone. So I went deeper and deeper into myself.
咁我開始冥想啦，越嚟越深究自己。
And had different kind of experiences, and then those experiences made me reevaluate my life.
咁我就有不同嘅經驗，咁就令我反思我生命做緊乜嘢。
And then later you even change your job.
Yes.
So what did your family say? You naughty girl.
Okay, 點講咧
You were trained to be a lawyer, and now you're a spiritual teacher. I cannot believe you.
They thought that I lost my mind.
Oh really? Yes. I was kidding.
No, it's true. When I quit my job, what's going on? Where are you doing? What are you going?
做乜事啊？屋企人話。
I didn't raise you as a spiritual teacher. You're supposed to be a politician or lawyer or judge.
I believe that's what they expected from me. But the thing is that I never thought or I never dreamed I would be doing what I'm doing today.
我冇想過冇諗過係會係咯，今日做嘅嘢咯。
Traveling the world, doing workshops. It's not a work. It's pleasure. There is no work in it. It's just creation and inspiration.
咁而家周嚟個教工作坊啦，咁都唔係工作嚟嘅，係真係。
Yeah, I was so. I don't want to use the word jealous. I want to use envy, not envy. It's like when you talk about we travel to Israel or Egypt or Tibet I was like, oh my God, this is the kind of life that I want. I've been in Hong Kong for a long time. That's not work.
Exactly.
不過你咧上個禮拜咧就話我哋咧就去咗呢個Egypt 啦，即係呢個埃及啦，又去咗呢度啦，又去咗嗰度啦咁樣樣。Did you say Mitsubishi? I don't remember. 總之佢哋去咗好多地方啦。咁我就覺得哇，好正啊！咁樣做嘢都唔係一個工作啦，已經係一個享受，一個 enjoyment 咁樣。
That's the essence that life is about enjoyment. Life is not about us struggling to do something or to create something. It's about enjoyment. And the more we enjoy, the more beauty we create in our life.
咁生命係應該享受嘅，我哋越享受得多咧，我哋好自然就會創造啦一啲好嘅嘢。
So everything we do should be done full-heartedly with our heart.
所以我哋做嘅嘢咧，就應該從心開始。
But how about a burdened father who has a lot of bills to pay, or a single mother who has to raise their own children, and then there's a soccer game, and then she got 3 jobs? So for people like this, or people from developing countries, they're still suffering from starvation. So how do we Hong Kong people enjoy life when there is so much going on in life? She needs to translate.
即係得㗎啦，係咯。咁即係揸住個飯碗要交租係嗰啲人。
單親媽媽又要湊3個仔，又要去足球賽，又睇表演咁樣嚇，香港人好大壓力咁，點 enjoy life 咧？
It's you can be doing the worst thing apparently, but you can be enjoying what you're doing. You can do it from your heart. So it doesn't matter if you're cleaning a road or you're a CEO in a huge company with a lot of money. There is this belief that there is so much difference in their emotional world. There is no difference in their emotional world because a CEO actually might be more stressed about what they're doing instead of a person that has to do the survival thing, like to have enough money with the children and the jobs.
咁喺情緒嘅層面講咧，你做一個總管或者你喺地下喺出邊掃街係冇分別嘅，咁係講你個心境嘅啫。
So happiness can be everywhere. In essence, it comes from inside.
開心就係嚟自內心嘅。
So nothing external can give us happiness. No money, no position.
所以係錢或者崗位係俾唔到我哋開心。
咁I find a lot. Actually, the happiest country in the world is 不丹係咩英文？
不丹
我唔記得英文。It's a very poor
country.
Bhutan. Okay.
Yes.
The happiest country in the world is Bhutan, and then Fiji Island, and then Philippines, and then we all know that these countries are not very well off, and even struggling financially. But these people there are so happy.
咁不丹嗰啲地方非常嗰啲人係非常之開心，但係如果喺財富嚟講，呢啲地方係唔富裕嘅。
And then on the other hand, a lot of people from like US or Hong Kong, Japan, like really developed country, and a lot of people are so miserable.
咁樣反而喺大城市紐約香港係咯，日本好多地方嗰啲人都唔開心。
So how can we help them? How can you help us?
我哋點幫佢？你哋點幫我哋？
What Diane was saying about the heart and what science is saying about the heart, we have to learn to connect with our heart. We have to learn to be happy from inside out.
咁我哋要學從心出發，點樣翻返嚟個心？
So I got this book last week, and it is really interesting.
我上禮拜開始睇呢本書啦。
Like part 1 is escape the prison of the mind.
就係第一章咧，就係關於點樣離開我哋個腦袋個監獄。
And then the purpose of life.
跟住生命的意義。
We need clarity.
我哋需要一啲清醒。
And then the 7 Asian heart imagery exercise.
跟住咧7個好古老心像術嘅方法。
I'm going to read all this because it's all of them are so interesting. And then part 2 we talk about heart imagery with pictures and sacred geometry.
咁啊，第2部分咧就係心像術同圖像啦，同埋神聖幾何。
And then heart imagery with the enlightened ones.
With the unlightened ones.
Enlightened ones.
咁啊，心像術同啲大師一齊做。
And then connecting with our ancestors and Mother Nature.
跟住同我哋啲祖先同埋大地媽媽連結。
And part 3 we talk about the heart door to the center of the universe.
咁啊，第3章咧就係講緊心之門入到去宇宙中心。
And then the heart, healthiest organ of the human body.
嗰個心係我哋身體最有健康嘅器官。
And then the heart, coordinator of our body's energies.
咁啊，我哋個心咧就係指導我哋身體嘅能量。
So also part 4 we got introduction to the history of heart imagery.
咁啊，第4章就係關於心像術嘅歷史啦。
Heart imagery exercise.
咁啊，俾啲練習大家啦。
Cleaning the past and the self-renewal.
清洗過去同埋自我更新，呢個係我哋最近做嗰個工作坊。
And healing of and emotional clarity.
咁啊，跟住療愈啦，同埋覺醒自己嘅情緒。
And union with God.
同與神合一。
So all these are so interesting. Especially, can we talk about, like, briefly or in details? You decide. Okay, the 7 ancient heart imagery exercise. Can we talk a little about that?
7個古老嘅西藏嘅練習。
So there is this belief that the heart is very vulnerable. Actually, the heart is the strongest organ inside of the body.
咁啊，有啲人會覺得我哋個心靈個心咧好脆弱嘅，但係其實我嘅心係最強壯嘅器官嚟嘅。
You will never have cancer inside of the heart. There is no such.
Oh yeah.
你唔會有心嘅。
There is no heart cancer.
係咯，
I never thought of it.
However, the organs around the heart, because the heart is a headquarter, can influence the heart energy, right?
咁啊，但係心嘅周邊嘅器官咧，會影響心嘅能量嘅。
So in Imagery, there is a set of exercises, this ancient exercises that helps to increase the power and the energy around the heart, like you make a fortress, like you protect the heart.
咁啊嗰7個古老嘅練習咧，就係強化我哋心側根嘅器官，好似起一個堡壘咁樣。
It helps for increasing your energy. You become healthier, you become younger, so you have all what you want there.
咁你做咧就會越嚟越健康。
I do believe, and I saw the effect of the book, and it's one of the book I wrote, and I saw the effect on all over the world, which is amazing. People are, I get, like yesterday, I got 176 email messages, and half of them are about these books, and people say thank you. I don't know you, but this book changed my life, and that's important.
咁啊，係咯，反應好好。我好多學生，譬如琴日我有176個電郵係關於啲我睇咗呢本書啊，跟住我多謝你啊咁樣。
Already the last book, my last book.
上一本書啦。
I wrote it with another great master, Ramalo Melchizedek. It's already translated in Chinese, so people can have it.
咁啊，上一本書我就同另外一個大師Tony Chau 啦，寫《生命之花》嗰個作者，咁就出版。咁而家中文版咧就啱新鮮嘢出爐啦。
Soon we'll have also this one, which
係咯，咁我哋好希望好快就會翻譯到呢本添。
This one only got English？
係啊，而家。
We'll have it soon also in Chinese.
咁咧好有趣啊！咁頭先 you said that we got our heart is very strong. So then it must be a big lie that people say, oh, our heart is very fragile and don't break my heart. A lot of songs say that, like, don't break my heart.
好多歌都話。
And don't go breaking my heart. Elton John, you know. This is really interesting. I never thought of it. Like, we never have heart cancer.
我哋個心臟唔會生
We can have cancer anywhere except the hair and then the heart.
The heart by far is the most powerful, and also is the leader, is the real boss inside of us. It's not the brain. People think it's the brain, but it's not true. It's the heart.
個心就係我哋全個身體嘅領導咯，唔係個腦。
And the more you stay in the heart, the more you take over, and your life changes.
咁咧，你越翻嚟個心咧，你個生命真係會改變嘅。
So I cannot believe that another 20 minutes are gone. It just feel like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and then session 2 is gone. 20分鐘又過咗啦，我覺得好似5分鐘咁樣樣。So we're gonna take another break, and then we come back again.
咁我哋小休。
See you. Okay, welcome back. Wow, time really flies. 時間過得好快。Okay, so why are you here?
點解我喺度
Yes, 可凡 what are you doing here? We forgot to introduce you.
我係上年1月上Daniel 嘅工作坊嘅，咁係咯，對我生命影響好大。咁而家就幫老師主辦呢啲工作坊啦，亦都我覺得除咗佢每年有機會嚟香港咧，我哋香港都應該有共修啦，因為呢啲係呢啲方法同埋呢啲冥想係真係值得做嘅，好想推廣俾香港人。
咁所以咧，大家咧如果想咧接觸到阿 Daniel 啦、Agathi 咧，就要揾可凡啦，唔好揾我嚇。
好簡單，我哋 School of the Heart 都有 Facebook。
Okay. 好 ，Now let's go back to the book. Okay, so how about the whole show, our whole interview is about the heart. And we never spend so much time on our heart business. Okay, so can we talk about meditation?
咁不如我哋講下冥想。
How do you look at the spirituality development in Hong Kong?
咁你點睇香港嘅靈修咧
Well, we have part of the School of the Heart, so the School of the Heart is an organization that has more workshops, and part of these workshops are, we call it heart meditation.
咁School of the Heart 就有好多種冥想嘅，咁好多都係關於個心。
And we have already the book Journeys into the Heart translated in Chinese language.
咁一心之旅個就係中文版啦。
Now meditation is very important, and a lot of people all over the world, they really like to stay more than 30 seconds like in Imagery. They want to stay, maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes. They want to stay in a long meditation. So the heart meditation, I would say, of course this is in my opinion, are the most important meditation on this planet today.
咁對我嚟講咧，心嘅冥想咧係喺地球上最重要嘅冥想方法。咁亦都好多人好中意逗留喺個心裏邊。
So I do believe that meditation, from the perspective of the increasing the energy in the body and keeping you continuously in this state of love and joy is very important.
咁心嘅冥想會幫助提高我哋嘅能量啦，同埋令我哋逗留喺一個喜悅平和嘅狀態。
And more people, and very interesting now, companies, they contacted us and they want us to teach them. Yeah.
好有趣啊！即係譬如我好多公司而家會揾佢哋嘅。
IKEA here in Asia, they have headquarters in Shenzhen, and
咁而家公司都揾佢哋嘅。
we've done a workshop there, and they asked us to come again on the week of 16-20 April. We'll be there, 200 people. They want to train the managers in IKEA. So
咁所以而家公司會再請舊年請過佢哋一次，跟住今年再請翻佢哋教500個。
all managers from Asia are going to be there, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan. So
佢哋啲高層全部嚟晒。
it's going to be a very interesting experience, and a lot of companies they contacted us. So that's a really interesting, I would say, direction. I see very positive.
我覺得呢樣嘢好好。
So there is a change in corporate understanding, because in the past only spiritual people do meditation, and now even big corporates would invite people like you to teach their staff to meditate.
咁而家好似冥想越嚟越普及化，即係以前淨係所謂啲靈修WeWon嗰啲人先會上嘅，咁但係而家好似商界都會請老師。
Corporate politics schools. I'm going. United Nations invited me on February 28th. I will have 90 minutes conference in Vienna at the United Nations headquarters,
Vienna.
which is another big event. I'm going to speak. They asked me to speak
咁
about interesting subject.
公司啊、學校啊、政治啊都會揾我嘅，咁我會喺聯合國喺議員會做做
The
講者。
subject is called Remember Who You Really Are, which is a very important
個
subject.
題目就係你記得你係邊個？
In school, we go to schools and we have workshop specific for children. We believe that children should keep their intuitive side
Yes,
even
yes.
when they grow. We
Totally agree.
really focus a lot for also for children. We have workshops for children.
咁我哋亦都舉辦啲工作坊係特別俾小朋友嘅，因為我哋好相信小朋友應該要保留翻佢哋嘅直覺啊，佢哋嘅創意。
So I'm leading the School of the Heart all over the world, but here in Hong Kong, Ho Fan, and all over the world we have teachers, and we are really happy to see it's a change.
咁我喺度領導 School of the Heart 啦，咁但係香港就有周可凡啦，咁亦都有好多其他老師周圍喺度。
Maybe not so big how people want, but it's steady and it's happening, which is a good. These are good news actually.
可能而家未發到好大，但係好穩定咯。
And you asked me about Hong Kong. I really have a really good opinion about Hong Kong. A lot of people ask me, why you go to Hong Kong so often now? Because I believe here things are changing. I see things are changing.
咁我對香港非常之好感啊！有啲人問點解你成日嚟香港啊？香港有咩特別啊？咁但係我真係見到香港變緊。
And we had a lot of events here and interviews and conferences, and I could see where you have been. We had more than 100 people. They were coming. They really wanted to understand what is going on with themselves. It wasn't about me. They were there asking questions about themselves. Why this is happening to me?
咁啊，今次我哋有好多節目啦，亦都好多人，亦都好多我哋嗰次有啲療癒師嘅節目添，所以好多人係嚟，唔係為咗佢，係嚟揾翻自己咯。
As you said, okay, you have money, you have a car, you have a house, you have all what you want, and you are still unhappy. How that's possible?
正如你講，我哋個城市有咁多有錢佬，豐衣足食，咁但係仲可能仲唔開心。
Oh, I came from an investment world, and then I was so unhappy when I was in the peak of my career.
你講下你背景啦。
And then I was and later I got depression. I thought I got depression after I was fired, but actually I got the depression when I was on the peak of my career. And then I saw a lot of friends got similar path, like they got depression, the body's really like blown up, and then they gained a lot of weight, and they were so unhappy. They're also on the peak of the career, and it was very strange. 咁喺香港咧，我自己啦喺投資背景啦嚇，咁我就以為咧我俾人哋炒魷魚之後咧，咁我就有呢個抑鬱症嘅。咁但係後來我發現，原來喺我事業高峰嗰陣時候我有抑鬱症，然後跟住我發現我好多朋友都係喺呢個事業高峰嗰陣時候有抑鬱症啦，或者係勁重啦，好即係增磅增得好緊要啦。咁其實嗰個成就 the success has nothing to do with our happiness。成就同快樂係可以唔掛鈎。
And actually,
Yeah.
that is the main question when we do workshops in companies, in corporate world. That's the main question people ask us.
所以我哋係咯同啲商界一齊做工作坊嘅時候，我哋會問呢個問題。
Why the company is giving me so many benefits? I have so many things, and I'm going home, and I'm stressed, I am sad, and I have all these dark thoughts. Why this is happening to me?
點解公司好似俾係咯
好多員工福利啦，
係啦，但係我翻到去仲係有壓力，仲係唔開心。
So we have to go really back and to explain to the people that it's inside, it's not outside.
咁我哋要解釋俾啲人聽，係內在嘅，唔係外在有嘅東西。
And actually, our programs for corporate are called Motivate Yourself. Doesn't matter how much the company is giving you, it's inside of you. Nobody can motivate you from outside. It's coming from you.
所以我哋同啲公司嗰個工作坊嘅名咧就係叫 Motivate Yourself， 喺度鼓勵自己，係咯，啟動自己嘅能力，就唔係外在人哋去推你嘅，而係你內在揾翻自己。
And a lot of people, they think this is just spiritual. It's not. This is science already.
呢個唔係淨係靈修嘅東西，
science
同埋係科學。
In 2009, this lady got Nobel Prize.
2009年有一個諾貝爾得獎者啦。
She demonstrated, and Agathi can tell you more about how our DNA, when you meditate, is preserved. The extremes of the DNA becomes stronger. You become younger.
所以我哋做冥想嘅狀態嘅時候咧，佢證實咗咧，我哋嘅基因、我哋嘅 DNA 咧就會越嚟越強壯，咁所以我哋就會越嚟越年輕啦。
So basically, she demonstrated, that it's very simple. The more you meditate, the better you are. Stronger, younger, happier. All is inside.
咁佢證實咗我哋打坐嘅時候冥想嘅狀態咧，我哋就會越嚟越強壯啦，越嚟越健康啦，越嚟越後生咯。
And we don't speak here about big things. We don't speak about God or something else. We're speaking about simple. Just close your eyes and quiet your mind. Stay there a couple of minutes. See, nothing bad.
咁我哋都唔係講宗教啊，講神啊咁樣，非常之簡單，黑埋眼，呼吸同個心一齊。
You see, when you stop all your thoughts, there is a change in your body.
因為你唔諗嘢嘅時候，你會發覺你個身體有改變。
The old ancient master way said the energy comes directly in you. There is no filter, so the energy comes in you and you become stronger. You become like a channel of energy.
咁可以大師話咧，當我哋咁樣入呢個狀態咧，我哋就好似冇隔類咁樣，啲能量就喺上邊直入我哋。
And it's also measurable.
亦都可以量測到。
How does it different from I'm sitting there with my back straight, meditating, and then thinking nothing, and versus I'm lying on bed sleeping?
有咩分別
Because both activity I'm not thinking.
咁有咩分別咧？我盤坐脊椎直唔諗嘢，同我瞓喺度唔諗嘢有咩分別咧？
So on the first case, when you stay completely, you sit on a chair and you keep your straight back and you relax and you quiet your mind, you are conscious.
Yes.
個分別就係你係有意識做。
Laying down, falling asleep, or going to delta waves. So in the first case, your brain produces alpha waves.
第一個情況啦，你個腦袋就係出 alpha 電波嘅。
It is actually between 8 and 12 hertz per second, right?
咁就8至12 Hertz 每一秒。
But when you lay down, you go theta and then delta, which is between 1 and 4 hertz. So you are not conscious, right?
咁係咯，就出唔同嘅腦電波係 theta 同 delta 嘅腦電波你瞓覺嘅時候。
So when you are conscious, actually, you see, sense, and feel in yourself like an observer. You see the change.
所以咧，你有意識嘅時候咧，你就可以做旁觀者嘅角色，知道發生咩事啦。
Something interesting in meditation happens. You get out. I mean, you see yourself like you are an actor. Is that person meditating, and you realize that there is something more powerful than that body, right? So and you realize the energy comes inside of you. You are like an empty vessel, like this thing. The energy comes inside of you, right?
咁當你打坐打得多咧，你就可以開始有一個抽離嘅角色，你就會了解我哋個身軀就唔係淨係最重要嘅嘢，我哋個身軀只係一個器皿，我哋倒啲嘢落去。
And of course, combined with a good diet, combined with a really good program of sleeping before midnight and after midnight, your life it's a paradise. You are calm, happy, relaxed. Combined with the Mother Earth, you go in the middle of the nature.
咁如果我哋食得好啲、瞓得好啲、出去大自然咧，咁擺埋一齊咧，咁就好自然好開心。
Is that the reason why you guys become vegan?
你全數係咪咁嘅原因咧？
Actually, I'm vegetarian from a lot of years, like
食咗素好耐㗎啦。
more than 40 years. But vegan, we are like from 6-7 years.
6-7年食咗全素。
But it came in a natural way. Me and Agathi, we never thought we are going to be vegan. Like a lot of people, they say, from Monday I'm going to stop eating that. But your mind is still craving, wanted. You pass by that store and you see that thing and you say, oh God, I want to eat it. And that's not good.
咁嗰陣時係好自然發生嘅，就唔係用個腦決定。我星期一開始我就唔食肉啦，或者唔食唔食雞蛋嘅。咁 有啲人咧就齋口就不齋心啦咁樣，咁啊但係呢一個係好自然嘅發生。
But from our perspective, I mean, our body becomes really much stronger since we are vegan. We didn't realize how much affects the liver energy, the eggs and the dairy products, right? The yogurt, the milk, the cheese. We didn't know until we really, I can run a marathon without problems.
咁啊食咗全素之後，我身體真係健康咗好多。
So my body and Agathi also can confirm we have a big change.
去走馬拉松。
It was
But we didn't
natural.
decide. It was
Yes,
natural.
it just the desire for dairy or eggs just left.
It's gone, yeah.
我哋工作坊都係㗎，上完工作坊之後，好多人好自然唔係自己作決定，但係決定去係啦食素。
哦，
係啊
interesting.
So yeah, I believe in I believe in the fact that we have to be happy in a sense that don't stop doing something and then all your life you have the obsession of that thing. You want to drink a beer, drink a beer. You want to eat a chocolate, chocolate. You want ice cream, have an ice cream. Just be happy.
真係好相信我哋應該開心嘅。如果你真係好想食朱古力，咁咪食咯。
I think a lot of Hong Kong people will love you for hearing this. 我覺得香港人會好中意你。
You'll be surprised, but I work with a great master lady in 1990, Lady Anna.
咁1990年我就同一位大師 Lady Anna 一齊做。
She wasn't vegan. She was very balanced.
佢好平衡，佢唔係食全素。
We were invited to all these conferences. She had little bit of this, little bit of that, very balanced.
佢會乜都會食少少嘅。
你可能要大聲少少。
哦，好啊。
And little bit of red wine there, just a little bit. She was just.
咁佢會飲少少紅酒啦。
She was such a powerful, like energy and like presence, and I really saw this really perfect harmony. She said always balance, and I love this middle way. You know?
咁呢個中庸之道，我真係好感受到咯，喺佢能量上。
So for people out there, just enjoy life.
享受啊！
And also from last week, when you teach us some simple meditation technique from the Asian meditation, and then one of the technique I don't even remember the name that we do this like.
Kriya yoga.
Kriya yoga.
Yeah, and then
Mahamudra, yeah.
And then you said for some master when they practice it long enough, they can even go through the walls and they don't need food.
咁啊，上
It was oh my god! I never knew that. Levitate, I heard it a lot. Like 啲人即係做 meditation 做得多咧，係可以升起咁樣啦嚇。但原來有一啲嘅 meditation technique 係做得多嘅話咧，係可以穿牆過壁，甚至乎係唔食嘢㗎啦，以後都咁樣。It is really amazing.
Anybody can do that. Once you
Anybody?
meditate, and you meditate, this is coming as an effect, a consequence of meditation. It's nothing. I saw the master in Dulikhel, in Nepal, in Himalaya. For them, it's not. They don't eat like a month. They are breatharian. For them, it's normal. They don't eat. For me, it was like science fiction.
咁啊，所有人都做得到呢件事嘅，只係要修練咁就得啦。
I never heard them saying, "I don't eat." For them, it was like breathing.
咁啊，係咯，喺西藏我遇到嗰啲，唔係喺尼泊爾遇到啲大師，呢樣嘢係非常之正常。
So I do believe once you start on this path, things happens in a normal way. You don't need to force yourself.
咁啊，當你踏上呢一條路咧，咁啊呢啲嘢會自然發生嘅。
I have a question. Like a student, I'm a student. I heard one of the master told me, he said for Chinese people we should not go after yoga, but more go after qigong or tai chi because it's a Chinese thing, and our ancestor is a dragon, and our ancestor is different from the Indian, so we should go after qigong and tai chi rather than yoga. You know, what do you think?
Well,
I don't think we can tell the truth because I don't know the truth, but I just want to hear from you.
咁啊，有啲大師話
Or
咧
from Agathi.
係咯，有啲大師話，中國人就應該學太極
氣功啊，
係啊， 因為我哋啲祖先就係中國人。
係啦，我哋祖先係龍的傳人咁樣。So we have the acupuncture points, and then we should do the, you know.
Well, we are both heavy practitioners of all these techniques. So, and actually, Tai Chi, I got the gold medal in 1993. I was really good in Yang style. So.
咁係咯，老師都學過，亦都修練好多種唔同嘅方法，亦都係太極高手，贏過金牌嘅。
And at the same time, I'm teaching Kriya Yoga, right?
係啦，我亦都教 Kriya Yoga。
I have to confess, I'm not in tradition. I mean, yoga, Hatha yoga, and asanas and posture. I like Kriya Yoga because it's also called spinal breathing. You just inhale, bring the energy up, and exhale. Which, by the way, is in the same standard with Qigong.
咁我修練嗰種 Kriya Yoga 咧，就唔係我哋平時喺健身室嗰種 Hatha Yoga 嘅，咁係專注喺個脊椎，其實好似氣功咁樣嘅。
So I believe a lot of people can get something from each system, whatever your heart tells you.
咁我好相信你個心可以幫你喺每一個系統嚟學少少嘢，啱你嘅嘢。
And here in Hong Kong, you already have a lot of yoga studios. People practice yoga.
咁好多人喺香港都學瑜伽啦。
And I saw last night near our hotel, I was looking, they were practicing Qigong and they were practicing this Taolu with the sword, right? So they were practicing the exercise with the sword. So you have the other part of people that they want to practice Tai Chi, they want to practice Qigong.
咁亦都係咯，佢見到公園有好多人學太極啊，係咯，練緊太極劍。
I mean, why not? I mean, there is a world of possibilities, and now I believe the world is so open that we have a chance to understand all the systems.
咁而家我哋真係好彩有機會學咁多種系統，亦都作選擇。
Because also Tao and Indian system, they believe in reincarnation. So I'm sure that we are not born all the time in this place. Probably we were one time in India, one time in Europe, one time Mayan land in Americas. So we are practicing in our existence these systems already. We know it's in our system, in our heart.
因為我哋有好多前世啦，咁可能我哋前世其實喺印度啊，喺南美洲啊，咁所以唔係淨係一個系統嘅，我哋好多唔同地方嘅傳人。
Question number 2. We still got time, so I can ask. I have the privilege to ask question. So lately I heard from another spiritual teacher. I don't even know whether it's a she or he. And then she said, let's say it's a she said, the universe is changing. And the universe is going to change, that it has no tolerance for, like sometimes I got trouble or I feel upset, then I will pay money to spiritual teacher to cleanse my aura, or to cleanse my chakra, or to cleanse my heart. And then this spiritual teacher said, like, this thing is going to pass real soon. That we have to do our own cleaning, we have to do our own cleansing, and then we cannot pay people to do that. Have you ever heard of something like this? Do you think is it possible?
可唔可以解釋下？
咁就最近咧，有個靈性導師咧就同我講，咁佢咧就話個宇宙變緊啦。咁而家個宇宙咧就開始咧唔中意我哋俾錢去請一啲靈性導師或者靈性治療師去幫我哋做呢個清洗啊治療咁樣嘅。咁而我哋係要自己去清洗我哋自己嘅卡瑪啦，我哋自己嘅嗰啲嘅嗰啲業力啦咁嘅嘢咁。咁我就問緊阿老師阿 Daniel 同埋阿嘉慈係咪真係咁樣
I think she is a wise teacher. She
好有智慧。
she knows what she's talking. The teacher. Indeed, we are now already in this window of transition between male energy and feminine energy. In feminine energy, things are flowing.
咁而家世界係一個轉折位，由陽性嘅能量去陰性嘅能量。
Are fluid, so it's more natural for us to learn a system and practice than somebody else to do it for us.
咁所以我哋學嘢係好自然而然，好容易接收一啲嘢嚟自己修練嘅。
It's working in a more natural way, and it is much more efficient than somebody who is doing for you.
咁呢一種係俾我哋係咯好自然嘅，自然過人哋同你做。
One of the things we're teaching in the School of the Heart, all the teachers, is we give methods, but we don't do it for you. We are not cleaning your kitchen. you have to clean your kitchen.
I love that. You have to clean your kitchen. I'm not gonna do it for you.
咁啊，School of the Heart 咧，我哋有個準則都係你要自己執翻你自己嘅手尾嘅。
你自己要洗廚房，我哋唔會幫你洗嘅咁樣。I think it makes perfect sense. Like I cannot hire you to do yoga for me. I cannot hire you to do meditation for me. That's impossible. So for my own karma, my own stuff, I have to cleanse it myself.
Yeah. What's going on after I'm leaving? You will be here and it's coming again. What you are going to do? I am on the other side of the world. How you are going to do it? You have to know to do it yourself.
係咯，我教咗你，因為我會走噶嘛，我唔會成日喺香港，咁所以我真係要教你，咁你自己做啦。
It's time for empowerment. So the work today is empowering people that they can do it. They always knew how to do it. So there is no easy way out, let's say somebody else to do it for me, but it's us. So each one of us.
係咯，呢個係俾翻個能量人哋，個能力人哋去自己學做咯。
So question number 3.
好，第3條問題。
So it seems to me like you guys are so calm, spiritual and calm. So is there anything in the world nowadays that can upset you? Is there anything like a rude waitress or the taxation bill is unreasonable? Is there anything that can upset you that you will be angry?
你收
Or
到
you
好似
already
好
get
高
rid
喎
of it?
咁啊，有冇嘢可以喐到你嘅咧？
I was years and years. I was sad, and I'm still sometimes sad when I see things happen in the world. The children that they don't have food, education, elderly people they don't have a roof, and sometimes I'm surprised how much can happen, how much people can have for themselves without looking at others, and that sometimes really makes me sad, you know.
But not anger, of course.
No. I'm just trying to send love and light. We destroy this planet, which is another thing that you know, it's not good. We make experiments on animals and all these things. So I think we really have to reconsider our life on this planet and to change things that are damaging, are damaging ourselves. When we do this thing, actually we damage ourselves. So sometimes I'm sad when I see these things.
我都會悲傷嘅，特別我見到譬如小朋友唔夠嘢食啊，即係一啲好唔正義嘅東西，我哋對我哋環保上對地球啊，呢啲嘢會令我唔開心嘅。
Yes.
I have to say that I go through a variety of emotions.
我都會好多唔同嘅情緒嘅。
But what I've gotten through all this time and through meditation is, even in that moment where I might be frustrated about something or I might dislike something, I can still catch myself.
所以我學到咧，即係雖然我好多可以唔同情緒，但係喺嗰一刻已經捉到自己啦。
So in the past, I used to, let's say, feel guilty about certain things that I believed were not correct, you know, in my behavior. So I would hold myself very strictly under, you know, you shouldn't be feeling this, you shouldn't be doing this. Why did you do it?
咁以前咧我就會怪責自己，哎呀，我唔應該咁樣喎。
A lot of self-blame.
Yeah, and as time goes by and as I go deeper in myself, I just accept, and like if I feel frustrated about something, I say, okay, yeah, I feel frustrated. What can I do for it? I can change it. I can do something useful, and I catch myself.
Yeah.
咁我就學會更加接受自己啦。當刻我可能好猛，咁咪接受自己猛咯。
So
That's very good. That's very, very good. So we're running out of time. Actually, this part is much longer. It's like 30 minutes. You know, so I didn't stop you because we get 30 minutes. So I'm very, very happy. I still got tons of questions like dreaming and the heart thing, the imagery. How come one image can heal someone? You know, I'm not going to give you answers. I'm not going to ask them to give you answers. So you gotta have to find answers yourself. 咁我仲好多問題想問㗎嚇，點解一個圖像可以醫好人啦咁樣？但係唔會再問啦，因為我哋已經過半個鐘頭啦咁樣樣。So I'm very very happy to have you guys here and 可凡 And next time you come back, you definitely have to come here again.
For sure.
It will be our honor and
Yes.
pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna say goodbye now. Bye.
Bye.